Welcome to Storytime. Our story for tonight. Judge makes an unexpected decision on a mother she did this. At one point or another, every motorist finds themselves making mistakes on the road. We've all taken those little shortcuts, those barely noticeable infractions that let us shave minutes off the clock. However, sometimes these minor infractions come back to haunt us, requiring us to answer to the authorities. Such was the case for Gabriela Barajas, a single mother of 2 daughters living in the quiet seaside community of Providence, Rhode Island. Gabriela had experienced a life of instability, having spent half her life moving and traveling. Her world drastically changed when her husband, Jorge Barajas, unexpectedly passed away from a heart attack. This left her as the sole caregiver for her 2 daughters, Nora and Maria, who meant the world to her. Gabriela was often busy with her job as a real estate agent, but she tried her best to provide for her daughters, especially after the loss of her husband, who had been her best friend and primary support. Depression gripped Gabriela for a time, but the support of her close friends and family helped her overcome the sadness. She realized that her daughters needed her, and she was determined to be the best mother possible. The decision to settle permanently in Providence was made to offer her daughters stability, allowing them to put down roots in one place. Gabriela and her husband had moved numerous times, making it impossible to create stable emotional bonds. Gabriela decided to give her daughters a chance at a more stable upbringing. Nora, the older daughter, was a responsible and intelligent 15-year-old with dreams of becoming a lawyer. Maria, the younger one, was a 13-year-old with dreams of becoming an actress, passionate about theater. Gabriela knew how important it was to be there for her daughters during their adolescent years. However, her life took an unexpected turn when she received a diagnosis of advanced stage breast cancer. Gabriela's world seemed to be stabilizing as she underwent chemotherapy. She was feeling better, and her mood had improved. Nora and Maria were her pillars of strength throughout the treatment. Gabriela wanted to reclaim parts of her life, and this included picking up her daughters from school. Unfortunately, her rush and fatigue from the chemotherapy led her to commit a serious traffic violation. When she received a notice for a court hearing, Gabriela was overwhelmed. It seemed like her life couldn't stop getting complicated. The day of the hearing arrived, and she attended with Nora, who provided support and advice. Gabriela was anxious and shaken when she stood before the judge, Frank Caprio, a man known for his kind and benevolent character. Judge Caprio listened to Gabriela's heartfelt explanation of her situation. He smiled warmly and decided to dismiss the case, understanding that she hadn't intended to commit the offense and had already suffered enough. Gabriela couldn't hold back her tears. Judge Caprio approached her and offered some advice: to remember that everyone, including judges, is an imperfect human being deserving of compassion. Gabriela would never forget the compassion Judge Caprio showed her and her family that day. His wisdom and empathy reminded her that the world needs more people like him. The judge's words and actions touched not only Gabriela, but also anyone who hears this touching and surprising story.